Our last quarterfinal match of the True Power Tournament is here, and do we ever have a thrilling match to end them off? Last time we saw Team Rocket's Giovanni take on Saffron City's Sabrina in a supremely powerful match with both trainers fighting relentlessly for a spot in the semi-finals. But ultimately, only one of them is moving on. Today we have perhaps one of the most exciting matches yet with a ton of history behind it. Oak, the esteemed professor of the Kanto Region versus Agatha, a former Indigo Plateau Elite Four member. These two trainers were actually rivals who vied for supremacy when they were younger, but Oak eventually quit battling to pursue research, leaving Agatha furious at him for abandoning their quest to become stronger trainers. Now, Agatha comes out of retirement and Oak returns to battling for a final showdown between legends. Let's see what they're working with by heading to the team previews. Professor Oak comes in with a very well-rounded team and a defensive core in Venusaur and Blastoise, and some tanky attackers like Dragonite, Arcanine, and Gyarados, and of course his mythical Mew. Agatha, on the other hand, has a team comprised primarily of Ghost and Poison types, but again with a well-rounded presence in terms of team roles, with Weezing and Crobat as defensive cores, tanky attackers like Arbok and Alolan Marowak, and some speedy threats like Mismagius and Gengar. The stage is set for this rematch that has been awaited for decades. It's time for these two trainers to settle the score. Let's head to the arena for this clash of veterans. The rematch, decades in the making. Agatha, a former Elite Four member, versus Professor Oak. Agatha starting off with the Arbok. Arbok ultimately a good lead choice for her, just to kind of scout out what Oak is going to do, whereas Oak is going to start off hard with the Dragonite. Dragonite to start off with. Now Arbok's Intimidate will lower Dragonite's attack right off the bat, so a very good lead choice there from Agatha. Dragonite is going to be forced to switch out with that lowered attack. Is not much it can do, and Oak is going to go in with the Blastoise now. Blastoise a good choice here, but the Arbok going for the Coil. That's going to raise its attack and defense. So now Blastoise is going to have to contend with a very, very bulked up Arbok. Now Arbok is going to have the speed advantage here, going in with the Gunk Shot. That is a superpower stab move on the Blastoise and doing a huge amount of damage for a physical defender, and that was a critical hit. That's perhaps why. And now Blastoise returning the Scald back, doing over half, and it gets the burn. So Arbok's attack is going to be a little bit lowered, but it did get that buff earlier on, so ultimately it's in an okay position, especially after that Citrus Berry recovery. Now the Blastoise getting a little bit of leftovers recovery, it seems. Yes, a little bit of leftovers recovery where the Arbok is going to actually get some damage from that burn. Wow, what a strategic play we've got at the beginning here. Now Oak is going to switch out into the Venusaur, perhaps trying to tank whatever Arbok has to throw at it, and Arbok going with the Earthquake, perhaps predicting some sort of switch there on Oak's behalf, and doing a little bit of damage on that Venusaur, not too much at all, especially after that Black Sludge recovery. Arbok getting hurt by that burn, and its attack is, of course, a little bit lowered even after the buff. So this is going to be interesting. Agatha switching out on that Venusaur into the Crobat. Now Crobat is a good choice to deal with Venusaur. Venusaur can't do much against it, although the Leech Seed is going to be coming in on the Crobat. Now Crobat is, we know that Crobat is a defensive variant on Agatha's team. She does like to play it quite defensively, so the Leech Seed is not going to be good for it at all, especially given that Venusaur is getting so much recovery now, all the way back up to full health already. Venusaur forced to switch out, does not want to take a Brave Bird at all. And now Gyarados coming out from Oak, and Oak, oh, what a genius play. Gyarados, the Intimidate is going to lower that Crobat's attack, so Gyarados should be able to tank. Yes, the Brave Bird is coming in. It should be able to tank it pretty well after that attack lowering. Let's see what happens here. Gyarados getting hit by the Brave Bird, a decent amount of damage given that Crobat's attack was weakened, but Crobat getting some recovery now, and Agatha's, oh, there we go, the Leech Seed as well on the Gyarados. Gyarados getting some health back, and ultimately it's probably about, oh, geez, I would say maybe a quarter damage, maybe. So Agatha's going to be forced to switch out, not only because of that attack lowering, but also the Leech Seed was not a good situation, but Oak taking advantage of it with the Dragon Dance. However, Agatha did send out Weezing, which is a very physically bulky Pokemon, so we'll see how that Weezing can deal with a Dragon Dance Gyarados. We've seen this before. We saw this in the last battle with Giovanni. That Gyarados can get scary real fast, doing a good chunk of damage on the Weezing. Although the Weezing now going in with the Will-O-Wisp, that's going to burn the Gyarados. And the Gyarados' attack is actually going to be lowered a bit, so a good play on Agatha's behalf there. Gyarados getting a little bit of damage each turn, as well as a lowered attack. Now, Oak deciding to stay in with the Gyarados and go for the Dragon Dance again. Dragon Dance on the Gyarados, so he perhaps realizing, you know what, Gyarados is really well set up with a high speed right now, even if its attack is lowered. If he sends it in again later, the attack is still going to be lowered. The Weezing got some good damage off there with the Sludge Bomb and the burn. However, Weezing now has to contend with this Dragon Danced Waterfall yet again. Let's see how much this is capable of doing. Not a whole lot, to be honest. Agatha's playing this really smart right now. Another Sludge Bomb on the Gyarados. Gyarados is officially in the red, and after the burn... Oh, 8 HP survival there on the Gyarados. Weezing is in a little bit of a scary position here, depending on what this does. Of course, Oak could get the flinch, but no! The Weezing survives in the red and comes in with the Sludge Bomb to take down the Gyarados. So Oak playing it very aggressively there. Of course, realizing, you know what, this is the best I'm going to get out of Gyarados when it has a burn. So staying in there, and now has a little bit of momentum to be able to go in with this Weezing here and sending out the Mew. The mythical Mew is going to actually go for Stealth Rock. So it's not going to take the Weezing out, perhaps realizing it is in an advantageous position here. But the Weezing coming in with the explosion! Oh, wow, what a good play from Agatha. The Weezing was low health. She realizes it's going to go down, going with the explosion, doing a good chunk of damage on Mew, but we know that Mew is exceptionally bulky, and tanking that pretty well with maybe about a third damage, a little bit over a third damage on the Mew. Now, Agatha sending out the Mismagius. Mismagius is a very good counter for Mew. Mew doesn't have a whole lot to deal with that, I wouldn't think. And Mismagius probably outspeeding that Mew as well, so Oak is going to be forced to switch into the Venusaur here. Of course, his special wall, whereas Mismagius is going to power up with the Nasty Plot. Now that is a dangerous, dangerous position for Oak to be in here. Even though Venusaur is very specially defensive, a Nasty Plotted Mismagius is nothing to take lightly. And now the Thunder Wave on the Venusaur, so Agatha deciding to cripple the Venusaur, which I think is a key move there, and Venusaur going with the Leech Seed, doesn't care about the paralysis right now. Getting the Leech Seed off, so it is going to get some good recovery from the Leech Seed and, of course, the Black Sludge. But it is paralyzed, and that Mismagius is powered up. Very, very heavily powered up. Here comes the Shadow Ball. Let's see how much it can do on the Venusaur. Oh, and it does do over half even, but the Venusaur escaping paralysis again, going for the Giga Drain now. Oh man, Giga Drain recovery, plus Leech Seed, plus the Black Sludge, even despite it being paralyzed. That is going to be a lot of recovery here. Oh, Agatha had a good position there, but this Venusaur is not caring about this paralysis at all. Let's see what the Mismagius can do here. Shadow Ball. We're, of course, probably hoping here for the special defense drop. But no, it doesn't happen. The Venusaur survives on 32 HP and breaks through the paralysis again to take down the Mismagius. That Mismagius had a little bit of momentum, was getting very well set up, but this Venusaur is just tanking its way through. Not caring about that paralysis at all. Agatha now a little bit of momentum to gather back here, sending out the Crobat, which is of course going to be able to outspeed the heck out of that Venusaur, especially with the paralysis, and Crobat coming in with the Brave Bird. Did get hurt a little bit by the Stealth Rocks, but of course, here comes the Brave Bird on the Venusaur. That Venusaur is going to be down. Crobat pulling off a good revenge kill there. And now, Oak, of course, has to contend with one of the fastest Pokemon in the game, and also very bulky on Agatha's team. So let's see what he's got. He's got the Arcanine. Now, hold on. If this Arcanine does... Yes, it does have Intimidate, so lowering the Crobat's attack again. We're seeing a whole ton of Intimidate plays. A lot of smart plays on both sides of the field, I must say. Now, Agatha switching out into the Marowak, perhaps predicting that Fire-type move. The Flare Blitz. Marowak getting hurt by the Stealth Rocks a little bit, though. And Arcanine going for the Extreme Speed. Oh! So Oak was trying to actually out-prioritize that Crobat. He didn't want to take a Brave Bird from a Crobat, so he wanted to use the Extreme Speed to out-prioritize, but Agatha predicting it with the Alolan Marowak, which it doesn't affect, and now getting some good damage off on the Dragonite, which Oak has sent in. But of course, the Dragonite does have multi-scale, so it's not going to do too much damage, but it did get the defense drop, so this is looking scary. Dragonite's going to have to take out this Alolan Marowak right now with the Outrage. Here comes a massive... Whoa! What? That looks like 1 HP on the Marowak. Marowak surviving and going with the Shadow Bone to take out the Dragonite. Whoa! What a play! Unbelievable prediction from Agatha there. And a very lucky survival from that Alolan Marowak. Alolan Marowak putting in some work against a Dragonite. You would not expect that. But of course, now the Blastoise is going to be able to take down that beastly Marowak. Marowak got that good defense drop, but I think it might have still killed, given that multi-scale, it almost did half to begin with. But wow, what a play there from Agatha. Agatha now sending out the Crobat to be able to yet again probably revenge kill, but it is getting hurt by that Stealth Rocks. It won't be able to actually switch in again. So Crobat now going for the Brave Bird on the Blastoise. Blastoise is bulky, but I don't know if it can take something like that from a... Oh, 2 HP! No way! These survivals are wild! Blastoise being able to respond with the Ice Beam now on the Crobat to take it down with 2 HP remaining. Both sides of the field getting some good survivals, doing some good plays, amazing predictions. What a battle this has been so far. Now Agatha playing it seriously, sending out her signature Pokemon Gengar to take care of this very pesky Blastoise, and the Gengarite. Mega Gengar is on the field for Agatha's side. This thing is a beast. Not only does it look scary, it plays scary too. Shadow Ball on the Blastoise to take it out. No more of that Blastoise, says Agatha. Now Oak is going to have to figure out how to handle this Mega Gengar. Is there a way you can handle a Mega Gengar? Arcanine, of course, coming out on the field. Intimidate, not going to affect the Mega Gengar. It does operate specially, of course. Now Gengar, Shadow Ball on the Arcanine. It all comes down to this. What is this going to do? A huge amount of damage, but not enough to take it out. Arcanine is going to respond with the Flare Blitz on the Mega Gengar. How much is that going to do? Oh, taking down the Mega Gengar. Mega Gengar taken down so soon, but Arcanine getting damaged by the recoil and the Life Orb to get taken down. Oh, Arcanine goes down. Both Pokemon going down here. I think both trainers are on their last Pokemon. Agatha sending out the Arbok, whereas Oak sending out his Mew. An interesting matchup. It all depends how fast that Arbok can be. The Intimidate not going to work much on Mew, of course. Mew does outspeed with the super effective Stab Psychic on the Arbok to take it down. That is the end of the battle. Oh my word. What a battle we just witnessed. What a rivalry. We can now see why this rivalry was so intense. And we just got a demonstration of it for the first time. Oak versus Agatha, a very close battle, a very strategic battle. The wisdom, the experience of these two veteran trainers being put on full display. Ultimately, Oak winning the battle 1-0 with his Mew and moving to the semifinals. If you guys enjoyed this battle and are looking forward to the rest of the tournament, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss the next matches. Before we go, I'd like to thank the patrons who are making this tournament possible. If you guys want to help further this series' potential and support it, the link to my Patreon page will be in the description below. That's all for this one. This has been Soul Spectre, and I'll see you guys next time for more True Power.